May profits be upon you. We're going to look at Aussie Swiss. Aussie Swiss. Why am I looking at Aussie Swiss? Let's look at RT money meter. The RT money meter tracks the rate of change of each individual currency over a 15-week period. And we look at it from an individual futures perspective. Okay. And what I want you to do, what I want you to keep in mind is that I update this every week. Okay. And what I want you to do is put the weak against the strong and the strong against the weak. All right. Aussie still maintain the number 5 slot on the rankings list. But look at the numbers, minus 588 to minus 484, and incremental, almost negligible, I like that word, amount to the upside. But the Swiss, that one I'm putting it against, why am I looking at a 191 as strong against the weak? Because last week it was at minus 481. That's a pretty nice indication that there is some strength coming into the Swiss versus the Aussie. All right. So this is one of the ones I'm looking at. One of the reasons why I'm looking at it. Well, let's look at the let's do a quick top down. Last month, how did it close? Bearish. It didn't close yet. We still got 5 days, but this has been a very bearish month for the Aussie Swiss. Very bearish. And look at the weeks ahead. The months prior, dodgy, right? It just we couldn't go any higher, couldn't break that high. Price just rejected, and we are down. We are moving down. Do I expect price to all of a sudden just find strength here because we got a bullish order block here? No, I don't. None of that. We are very bearish, and there is a lot of momentum to the downside. All right. This was the impulse. This was the correction. This is the new impulse. Failed to break the high. Here we come. That's all. That's the way I'm looking at it anyway. If we look at the weekly, what do we see? We have an impulse, correction. All right. Impulse, correction, a deeper pullback, and then we break that low. Here we are still, though, from the originating impulse. All right. After it breaks structure, what do you expect? An impulse is going to return to impulse, right? But this one broke the low. That was an indication that for me, that price is weak. Price is weakening, and there might be a propensity to continue the bearish momentum in this market. This is a weekly. This is a weekly time frame, right? What do we see? Push down and pull back, a lower low made, and then we break the high. Hey, break that pullback high. So we should be looking bullish here, right? We should be looking bullish. Was it a strong break? What's the quality of that break? Was it at a point of mitigation? These are all the questions that I always ask. Did we break the high? We had an impulse, but a lot of rejection as soon as we broke that high. When price is coming back to return to impulse here, am I thinking that this is going to hold? No, because the higher time frame is bearish. We're bearish overall, right? Looks like a V-shaped recovery. Looks like we went as high as we could. Price attempted to get higher, failed. Attempted to get higher, failed. The monthly says we were in consolidation for a couple of months, for a few months. The weekly says last week it was very bearish with a lot of momentum. Prior to that, look at this correction after this impulse. Just couldn't go higher. We're heading down. So on the daily, what am I looking at? yada, 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 yada. We tried to get higher and failed, breaking that important structure to the downside. All right, a break of structure to the downside. Do I expect a return to impulse? No, because there's too much momentum. I expect some kind of pullback. Any pullback in this market, I'm going to view as an opportunity to take a short. All right, now here we are on the 4-hour where we make the money. All right, we've already established we are, come on, man. There you go. We've broken structure in a convincing fashion to the downside. Did not have a return to impulse. Did not have a real pullback. We had a corny little pullback, right? All right. The thing is that this was demand. All right. When you break demand, that gives you license to take shorts, to look for shorts. All right. Now, after this impulse, we have this correction. That's not a correction. We had this correction, a lot of consolidation, and then we have another impulse to the downside, and then we have this descending correction after this impulse. Lots of momentum to the downside, man. All right, so any pullback into this area, into this displacement, that impulse, any pullback here, I'm going to view as an opportunity to take a short. All right, so that's where I am at. That's where I am at. That's what I'm thinking anyway. All right, so we have a zone of supply here. All right, and price has got a nice little impulsive move to the upside. We're going to come back and test this. I can see price coming back to test here. All right, test that break area. We come back into this impulse to correct it. Maybe where you get a break to take out these, take out the highs here for liquidity. We have a sell to a buy to sell area here. All right, this move here, that pullback and then down. So I don't think we're getting past this. I don't think we're coming past this, honestly. If we do, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm looking at this bear market, the higher time frame bearishness. I'm looking for that to continue. I'm looking at this as a corrective move here. All right, after price reached all the way down here. See how we had trouble getting any lower. All right. I'm looking at price maybe to come back up here and then take that low out. Aussie Swiss, I'm looking to see this low, these lows being taken out here. And that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. That's it. If you enjoyed this video, do hit the like button. Make sure you give a like to this video and do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to catch notifications. All of my notifications of updates. All right, and do leave a comment. I think this is a weak market against a strong Swiss. Aussie is weak against the Swiss, and I believe Swiss is going to continue to make gains on it and pull it on down. All right. Make sure you give that like. I'll see you in the next video.